Hello YouTubers, just finished my first oil change now that I have 368 miles on this motorcycle. That's completed today. I figured I'd just make a short video, talk about some of the modifications I've done so far. Nothing crazy. We'll start up at the front. Of course, we've got to have a deer whistle. Not quite sure if they work. Haven't hit a deer yet. It mounts nicely on the screw for the oil cooler. Of course, I got my crazy clown horn. Got to have that. Going through a box of parts of my son's, I found a LED headlight. It's yellow. And fit right in here. It was supposedly for a Harley Davidson, but I had no problems fitting it in, and I like the visibility that it offers for people to see me. The next item is the Shorty fly screen. I wasn't too thrilled with the OEM windshield. Did give a lot of turbulence and buffeting at speed. I took the windshield off as a test and found that all I was getting was clean air across my helmet. So I decided to go with the Shorty. It comes with these brackets on the side, these flat ones. I made these little struts just to stabilize it, and it's mounting to the stock screw locations for the OEM windshield. Nothing but smooth air over my helmet, nice and quiet. Added the bark busters. Like having wind protection for my hands, and they're a quality item. It was an easy install. Next, I got the GoPro remote. This is kind of the best place I could find for it for now. I want to see if they might have a ball mount for it, and that would be easier to reach right in front of me. Oxford heated grips. I like the Oxford grip wraps. They're called hot hands, and they work very nicely for me. The controller's just simple on off, so you flip them on and off frequently, but it works well for me, and I like the increased thickness of the grips. It's more comfortable for my hands. Next item is the Garmin Zumo, and this came off a previous bike that I owned, the Enfield Twin, and has the cradle that stays on the bike. You can remove the GPS, which is nice, and it comes with a complete wiring harness, so it had to be wired into the back to the battery. We'll talk a little bit more about that. This tank bag actually came off my Africa Twin, and it fits pretty nicely on here. It's a little large, but I ordered the Himalayan tank ring, and it fits on there nicely, and it basically stays off the tank. I added the Easy Cruise throttle lock. It's convenient to have just when you want to give that right hand a rest. A couple of ball mounts here and there. Coming to the rear, this item also came off of my Africa Twin. So this is a soft tail bag that expands, and what I had fabricated for the Africa Twin was a plate to mount the bag to, and that's this aluminum plate here, and that I fabricated in the shop, drilled and tapped holes as needed. I used the stock mounting hardware for the OEM rack, and everything worked out nicely, and it gives support for this bag, and I can throw a lot of stuff in it. It's supposedly waterproof, and it rolls up like a dry bag, and it holds an awful lot of stuff. I can fit my whole jacket in there. I can fit a full-size helmet in there, so that's worked out pretty well. I also like having these carabiners handy to hang my jacket or helmet on when I'm taking a break. The last item, or one of the last items, is I had seen one guy on YouTube that had done this modification, and I figured I'd give it a try. So I fabricated this plate to give straight in on the air intake. Looks a little less restrictive than the OEM one. This is the OEM one, and I've had it on for a couple hundred miles, and seems to work well. I'm getting good fuel mileage. I did have to add this little plastic clip just to keep these hoses up and away from the intake. The OEM cover has little slots for the hoses to fit in, so that was my solution to keep those hoses up and out of the way. Lastly, under the seat, I installed a fuse block for my heated grips and the GPS. And so basically this gives me a power distribution place, so I don't have to have a million wires connecting to the battery. And this is also configured so it's switched, so whenever the bike is turned on, this distribution block comes live. And how I did that was by installing a relay, and the relay is triggered off of the taillight, and that's a yellow wire with a gray stripe. So taillight always comes on when the bike is on. As soon as you turn the key, closes in the relay, gives me power to my distribution block. Comes with 4 circuits and fuses. The other wiring here is just excess wiring for the GPS. I really don't have a use for it. It's got a USB, I think microphone, headphones, and something else. Not really sure. But it's tucked away nicely. It just fit. I had to massage this block to fit in between these brackets for the seat. But it worked out nicely. Not sure if I'm going to go with an exhaust for this bike. It's pretty quiet. I like it quiet. We'll see if something pops up, and we'll see how the power does once I finish breaking the bike in. So that's about it for me. Don't forget, ride smart and ride safe.